Today we are going to learn how to find the main idea of a nonfiction text. For all my examples, I'm going to use sections from the book called The Labrador Retriever by Charlotte Wilcox. The first step, of course, is to read the paragraph. So, water dogs. Water dogs make good helpers for fishermen. They carried ropes and nets. They could even pick up fish in their mouths. They could swim faster than a human wearing heavy clothes. They could see better underwater. Fishing was a lot easier and a little drier for a fisherman who had a water dog. Then you need to stop and think. What is the most important idea the author is trying to tell me? What's really nice is authors usually follow patterns. You can think of it like a video game. You have easy level, medium level, and hard level. The first level you want to try is easy level. This is when the author says the main idea in the first sentence of the paragraph, or they can say it as the last sentence. The paragraph I already read is an example of a first sentence main idea. Under the subheading of water dogs, the first sentence clearly states the main idea. Water dogs make good helpers for fishermen. All the rest under there are details that support the main idea. They carry things for fishermen, they pick up fish, they swim faster, they can see better underwater. Fishing was made easier and drier by the good helpers of the water dogs. Here is an example of a last sentence main idea. I'm going to read the paragraph first, and then I'll focus on that last sentence. When the net was full of fish, everyone pulled hard on their ropes to close the net. If the rope broke or the end dropped into the water, someone would have to swim out to get it. If a net broke, someone would have to dive underwater to pick up the broken part. If a fish fell out of the net, someone would have to retrieve them. The work was hard. The fishermen were always wet, unless they had a water dog to help them. So when I think about that paragraph, all of it is talking about how a water dog would make things easier for a fisherman. If they didn't have a water dog, they would have to swim into the water, they might have to dive underwater, they might have to retrieve a fish, but the water dog made life a lot easier. That's the main idea. We are going to level up. The next level you want to try is medium level. This is where the author hides the main idea in the middle of the paragraph. So here is an example from our book, The Labrador Retriever. I'm going to read it again. Some people think different colored Labradors are different breeds. This is not true. Labs have all three colors in their genetic makeup. A pair of black Labs can have puppies of all three colors. A pair of chocolates can have a chocolate or yellow puppies. A pair of yellows can have only yellow puppies. So in this one, I hear them talking about all these different colors, but the main idea is that Labs have all three colors in their genetic makeup. The other details around there, maybe different colored Labradors, chocolate or yellow, yellows can have only yellows, but all of those ideas are talking about the Labs having all three colors in their genetic makeup. That's the main idea. The last level is the hard level, and it can be kind of difficult. This is where the author doesn't say the main idea at all. You have to look at all the pieces of information and infer the main idea. Here is an example of a not clearly stated main idea, hard level. I'm going to once again read it first. Some Labs are trained as signal dogs for deaf people. When the dog hears such important sounds as an alarm clock, smoke alarm, or a crying child, it runs between the sound and its owner until the person notices. If the owner is asleep, the dog nudges the person away. Other Labs work as service dogs for disabled people. They bring in mail, turn lights on and off, and retrieve things. So I'm going to highlight some of the details, and then I'll see if I can find the main idea. I see the bold words: signal dogs for deaf people, dog hears important sounds, a dog nudges a person away, and I see the labs work as service dogs. All of these things tell me that Labradors are helpful for people who need help. So I think that might be the main idea. So I'm going to add in, labs work in many ways to help people who need it. I'm going to add that as my main idea. You can see right here that all of the details go with this. Labs work in many ways to help people who need it. They work as signal dogs for the deaf. They hear important sounds. They can nudge people awake. And they work as service dogs. So when we read a paragraph of nonfiction text, first you have to read the paragraph. Then you need to stop and think. Is this easy level? Is the main idea in the first or last sentence? Is this a medium level, where the main idea is in the middle of the paragraph? Or is it the scary, hard level, in which the reader must infer the main idea? Now it's time for you to practice. Take out your own nonfiction book. Please see if you can find the main idea, and make sure to level up. I'd like to thank Charlotte Wilcox for writing the book, The Labrador Retriever, and Google Images for helping me find some good pieces to make this video awesome.